Hi folks, County Line Gardener with you. Hey, this is the August update video for our garden and our little produce and plant selling business. I wanted to show you my onions. This is about half of what we picked. They did real well. Purple or the red onions didn't do as big as the white ones. We had a few white onions there. They're candy onions. They got over a pound. There's 3 or 4 over there at the pound. Here's what we got going on right now. We're selling tomatoes and corn, okra, cucumbers, peppers. I don't know what happened, but the peppers just didn't want to work this year, so we didn't get very many. Got a few Cubanelles, but I don't have any bell peppers for some reason. But let's go on around back and go up in the garden. We'll go check out the raised beds here first. Boy, it's a beautiful day here, southern Indiana. I can't see through this viewfinder when that sun's shining, so I'm just bear with me here. If it's shady, I can. I'm trying not to get the floor of the golf car or the ground. I know I've been known to do that. Here's our raised beds. If you'll recall, we built these out of the roof that collapsed on our back porch. Here's something I'm growing this year I've never grown before, but I will from now on, and that's sunflowers. I just like the looks of them. I don't know what they're good for, but they're looking cool. Look at the size of some of these tomatoes here. Pretty good sized tomatoes in there, and they're red, they're ripe. We got a lady coming after these here in a minute. And they're nice. Those are Super Steak and Supersonic. These are them big old goat bags. That's Southern Indiana heirloom. Ugly tomato, but they are. Oh, look at the size of that one down in there. That's a 2-pounder probably. That's my strawberries, of course. You know all about. Here's a question I had. Somebody help me out. Well, this is where the onions were, and I threw some cucumber seeds in there that are trying to grow, some of them. But here's a question I had last video. This raised bed is just like the other 5. They're not wanting to grow. They're not growing at all. These are all replants here, and they're not growing. That sunflower was planted at the same time as them other sunflowers. There's a sunflower seed over there. There's a sunflower over there. It's 14 feet tall. But I don't know what's going on with this. But see, look how good these grew. I don't know if it's the soil or what. It was all compost. But anyway, that's the way it goes. These are all paste tomatoes here. These are the Romas up here. Roma and Amish paste. We'll use a lot of them when we make our sauces and stuff. Since this video's over with, I gotta make tomato juice. Here's the Cherokee Purple. I tried growing this year. Now, some people swear by this tomato. They love it. It is a good tomato. It's a good tomato. But I don't. There's one little pull, huh? I don't like the looks of that. To me, a tomato's supposed to be red. And that's not. I'll set that over here because my wife's going to come up here and she's going to pick these as soon as this video's over with. Told her I wanted to make the video. Well, we got red tomatoes down in there everywhere. All right, let's get to going. This is a large cherry right here. They get a little bigger than your super sweet 100s. They're nice tomatoes. Oh, they are so delicious. Okay. Moving on. And we got a little greenhouse you guys are all familiar about. There's my super sweet 100. And look how big that is. If I stretch that out, I bet it'd be 8 foot tall. There's a grape tomatoes. Over here on this corner. Little yellow cherries called sun sugars. Just like putting a sugar cube in your mouth. I swear they're so delicious. Okay. Moving on, let's go down here and talk about the blackberries. Blackberries are over with for a while. I don't know that it's over with for the year, but for right now, they're done. There's a few out here. I've picked 200, somewhere around 250 pounds this year of blackberries. I've never ever had a year like that. Yeah, these berries are all gone. They're just about all gone. We were so overrun with blackberries that I was giving them away to my neighbor lady here. Her and her husband's going to make wine out of them. I can't wait for that. We've made a ton. We've made about 30 jars of jelly. And we sold the rest. You know, you can do the math. 250 pounds at $3 a pound. That's what we sold them for, and we sold it all. We sold it all but a few. But here's my weeds. I'm a real good weed grower. I don't know anybody that can grow better weeds than me, but there's supposed to be cucumbers down in there. I just won't bend over and hold the weeds out. There's okra right next to it. Okra plants are growing good. There's lots of weeds in there. I tried something this year. I wished I had them now, but I don't know until I try, do I? This is the tomato patch. You can see weeds around the base of the plant there. I know it hurts production. I know it hurts the yield. But I don't know what else to do because I use a rototiller on my tractor. And look at the middle of the rows, how nice. They're weed-free. But I can't get against the tomato plant. So weeds have to go. I'm going to have to get some cardboard put around them or something. I don't know. But got 120 tomato plants in this bunch right here. This is the big tomato patch. You seen the raised beds. There's 60 tomato plants up there. And you got them all over the back porch of my garage. I got 2 more rows of 10 up here, which is 120. There's my wife's pumpkins. She has to have pumpkins every year. I could do without them, but she has to have them. Let's go up here. I'll explain something to you real quick. Why this is all bare right here. Not bare. You can see there's some green beans coming up there. Okay. Green beans and tomatoes. My 2 favorites. Green beans, tomatoes, and corn are my 3 favorites. Okay. From here over, 8 rows of green beans. I grew these 4 rows of green beans. Planted them May the 15th, okay? I picked them, let's see, July 25th. About 70 days, somewhere around 65 to 70 days, okay? Alright. I sold them. Sold every day gone one of them, just one lady. That's 100 feet, and we got a bushel out of every 2 rows. So that's not real good yield, but well, I let the weeds take over. So anyway, I come over here after I picked these 4 rows. I planted 2 more rows here. Okay, I just planted them last 3 days ago. But anyway, up here, these green beans were planted 30 days after the first ones on May 15th. These were planted June the 15th. And they're blooming now. They're getting ready to be picked. They're all blooming now. And there's a story behind this middle row that isn't growing here. I might as well tell you, it's what I done. I'm getting sick and tired of all these weeds growing in my plant rows, okay? And I know, I watered this morning, by the way. That's why you see why it's moist down in that trough. But anyway, I got the bright idea. I went to the local farm and country store. I bought me a herbicide. I don't know what it's called. It was a local one everybody uses. But anyway, I brought it home. I sprayed it on a row of tomatoes. I sprayed it on a row of beans. And I spread it on a row of corn. Corn, tomatoes, and green beans. And I want you to know, I didn't think it would kill the plants, but it killed them deader than a mackerel. I mean, it killed everything. So I got to learn what to use. I just got to learn what to use. Now, on the corn, got sweet corn. Love it, love it, love it, love it. It's delicious. I've already had some of this. I planted it May the 17th of May, 16th, 17th of May. Everything up here was planted 15th, 16th, 17th May, okay? Well, anyway, this is called Incredible, is the name of the seed, the name of the corn. And it is absolutely delicious. It's a yellow corn, it's not white. But I found out something this year. I get something new every year. Last year I had something, animal-wise, pecking on my red tomatoes. They wouldn't bother them until they was red. But they sure did. They devastated a bunch of my tomatoes last year. Not a bunch, but some. It was enough to aggravate me. And this year they're not doing it. And I don't know why. But I got a new problem this year. Check this out. You see that? Look at that head of corn. Look at that corn. And it's not raccoons. It's squirrels. I didn't know squirrels bothered corn. But they sure as heck do. I bet you they've eat 30, 40 ears of corn out of this garden. Oh well. You know, that happens. I've got plenty. This, my Indian corn, is real tall corn. That corn stalk there is probably 15 feet tall. I love to grow it. My wife likes to take the ears and let them dry, and they're real pretty, real pretty. Some are all blue, some are all red. Here's the 2 rows of my bright idea, my 2 rows of tomato plants that I had left over from the greenhouse plant sales. And here's the row, another bright idea that I told you about. I sprayed with the herbicide. Well, it didn't work. As you can tell, it killed everything. It killed the weeds okay, but it killed the plant too. If anybody has any idea, a brand name of something I can put on this, you know, when I'm planting them, I guess, I don't know. Or I gotta get the weeds under control because they're killing my yield. I did not know this, but someone told me you can lose up to 50% of your yield by not controlling the weeds. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I understand. Look at all the blackberries still ready here. I may have to test one of these, folks, see if it's any good. Ain't them pretty? Those are small ones. Those are small ones. Those are so delicious. My neighbor hasn't got up here yet. But they're about gone. They're about gone. These rows, it's 500 feet here. Or 5 rows, I mean, well, 500 feet of strawberry or blackberries, yeah. These were all free. By that, I mean I'll show you one. We take the shoots from down below the other garden, blackberry garden. Now I'll find you a shoot here. Well, let's see here. Don't see one. I may have mowed too close. Well, here's one. That's a wild blackberry plant. I mean, it's one of these that come off of this. It's where the blackberry falls down and goes to seed. And when it gets about a foot high or so, I'll dig it up. And with the regular spade shovel, I'll bring it up here and I'll plant it. Now let me tell you the secret I have found to that. Someone told me that. Texas Prepper 2 taught me this online on YouTube. That's a good channel, Texas Prepper 2. There's a root on the bottom of that blackberry plant, and it shapes into a T. It goes both ways. So you got to have that T root has got to be on there when you transplant them, okay? And I found that out. If you don't have that root, you might as well throw it away because it ain't no good. Okay? That takes care of the corn, the blackberries, green beans. I'm going to go process tomatoes, whole tomatoes, diced tomatoes, or tomato juice here shortly. I got to come up here and pick some more tomatoes. My wife should be down there picking some in the raised beds. She likes doing them because she don't have to bend over. She's got a bad back. So anyway, anybody got any ideas on these weeds, this weed problem, let me know. Now here's a tomato plant. Remember, one of my first July or June, probably June. I lost, out of these 120 plants, I probably lost 25 or 30 because I didn't harden them off in the greenhouse or outdoors before I brought them up here to plant them. So in turn, I had to take plants I had in the greenhouse and bring them up here to make up for it, which I did. And right there's one of them. I can tell it's one of them because it's a cherry tomato plant. And I don't grow cherry tomato plants in the garden. If you'll look at that, there's 200 or 300 tomatoes on that plant. I ain't got the time or the willpower to pull that many daggone tomatoes off. They're just crazy. You can't do nothing with them but eat them. You can't process them, at least I don't. I've tried it before and that's just a mess. But anyway, we're coming right along. Now with the garden this year, rain-wise, I don't know how to put it. We haven't had any rain now for 3 days. Probably another 4 days before we have any significant rain. And that's okay with me. I don't care. I can always put water in the garden. I just can't take it out because it can be too wet. So, man, I don't know what else to talk about here. Got a few tomato plants there on the back porch. Nothing significant. They're not doing too much. They're okay. But this is another row of the blackberries here. They're done. They're blooming. See them blooming? Every one of them blooms is another blackberry. So I think we're going to have two crops of them. That's great. That's just great. Well, I'll tell you what. This is County Line Gardener. I'm going to wrap this up. You guys all have a good garden. Look at them sunflowers. They're unreal. They're so big. I'm going to grow some more of them next year. I'm going to grow one on the end of each and every row up here in the garden. So you do stick the seed in the ground and forget it. Okay. So I'm going to close her down now. This is the County Line Gardener saying bye-bye.